guys, first things first, I know there's a vary of people on the call from premium members to merchant builders and so on. And I really want to share a little of my perspective. I've been in the direct marketing industry or network marketing industry for the better part of my life. I've made a seven-figure income of it for most of us, or for most of that career. And that's all good. But let me tell you what I learned about Lyoness when I got into it. Like most of you, if you're ex-MLMers and direct sellers, you loved Lyoness because it was a free membership. Nobody was ever going to have to pay to join your business. And there was no, auto ship of vitamins or pills and juice. So we all went, well, this is amazing. The whole world's going to join. The problem is we started to do that. We got the whole world to join, but what we didn't do is build the infrastructure to have those people to have the ability to use that free membership. And really about 6 or 7 months ago, I kind of completely changed. This is way before the November 8th launch, my whole philosophy in my business, because I started to realize, yeah, we can get premium members, and that's fine. They're business-minded people. They may see the picture, but if we don't build a merchant infrastructure, we've got nothing for those free shoppers. And it's kind of like this, guys. It's the chicken or the egg. What comes first? Well, in a perfect world, they arrive at the same time. But we don't live in a perfect world, so nothing arrives at the same time. So my idea of this is this, that if you want to talk opportunity, and that's what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about a complete reset, restart for every single one of us on this call with this 2,200 points for the merchant acquisition program and our ability to help those merchants give out 500 co-branded cards fixes all our problems. We now can create mass shopping volume. We can create and support the local merchants through marketing. So the first thing you got to think about now is vision and the importance of the vision that we need to have. Create the highest, grandest vision possible for your life because you become what you believe. And see, this is the first challenge. So I've been in the business now just over 2 years. I got in October 2012. I got off to a fast start. My first 90 days, I confirmed level 5. I'm a direct seller. Everybody I knew was going to put premium membership money in without question. But then I watched it go up and down quite a bit. I'm just going to have a frank conversation. And that was fine because my vision was still there. My belief in what Lyoness will do, the ability to make a little bit of money on everybody's shopping, gas, groceries, all those things, in its idealism is perfect. But its actuality is hard work. And what we need to do as a visionaries is start over again with a new vision. A vision of building a shopping network with local merchants and helping small businesses become financially independent by using our network. Together we are strong. You see, if you are working on something exciting that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. So the first thing that has to happen tonight when we get off the call is you got to have a new vision for the direction of our organization. And I'm going to share not just in theory tonight, in fact, what's already happening in my organization here in Toronto, and not just Toronto, in Florida and in Memphis. And I'm going to share this with you guys very quickly tonight, and then we'll be able to do questions and answers too. But guys, we've all seen this, okay? You know that we know the future. So if we look at what happened in Europe, and in Europe, you can see there was nobody. And we all understand these 5 guys had vision, and now we know what Europe looks like today. Lyoness is a household name. I know, Will, you remember this. We were sitting having a drink in a pub just up the street from our hotel when we were there for Sensation last year. And I jumped on my app, and there was like 700 merchants within like a 20-mile radius of where Will and I were sitting. And see, this is the problem. We sign up free shoppers, and we expect them to do something inconvenient. Well, welcome to North America. North Americans don't do anything inconvenient. We can't get our friends and family to do us a favor and buy gas and groceries through us because that's not the society we live in. So we've got to build it. But the opportunity's in the building. If we go back to Ray Kroc, and in 1967, I know the Canadian numbers, Ray Kroc came to Canada selling McDonald's franchises for $760 US. Knowing what we know, how many franchises would have we all bought on this call if we sat in a Ray Kroc meeting? Well, we're capitalists and opportunists. Maybe us on this call would have bought one, but how many people didn't for the same reason I just showed you? They couldn't think past the 3 little dots on the map to see the map filled in. And when I look at our opportunity in North America, this is how I see it, guys, but I see a 24 to 36 month run like this. My agenda is to make sure I personally in my organization, just in the province of Ontario, onboard 2,000 merchants this year and create a shopping network second to none. Because there's 2 parts, onboarding the merchants and creating the network, and I'll show that to you tonight. So the first thing I want to kind of share with you guys or teach you is how to build a loyalty merchant network. See, this is the ultimate dream. See, I was a self-employed retailer. I started with 5 gas stations for a living. I had a construction company, and I did all that. But see, here's what we can't forget, guys. The people that have skin in the game win. See, this is the problem. We signed up free shoppers, and we expected them to go shop. But see, they have no skin in the game. It don't matter. I mean, see, when I had my first gas station, I had to invest $30,000 in it. So I was going to show up. I had skin in the game. When I bought my limousines, the bank didn't say, hey, just use the limousines when you make money, pay us back. I had to buy the limousines and pay for them. It's that simple. It works the same way. So we want to go out and help local merchants, but it's not great to cold canvas. It's not good for our business. So we have to establish a relationship with that local restaurant, that local spa, that local repair garage, that local pizza place, that local construction guys. And we use some of these points, right? So when we go out, we pick an establishment. And guys, I've been doing this now for 6 months. I go to an establishment, like a local restaurant, and I'll go in there and I'll compliment the establishment on what they do. And guys, and I'm telling you, this works hands down. You go to that local Greasy Spoon for breakfast once or twice in a month. On the 3rd time you're in there, you ask for the owner. You introduce yourself, guys. It's simple. You go, hey, Bob, first of all, I'd like to compliment you on your establishment. I've been coming in here quite often, and I really enjoy your product, your service, whatever. Guys, it's simple. See, everybody on this call, the 100-ish people on this call, plus the people listening around them, imagine if every one of us went out next week, this week, it's Monday night, or pardon me, Sunday night, I'm losing track of my days, and went out and just introduce yourself to a few owners. Build a relationship with them. Treat them right and make them feel good. Continue with this, guys. If you want to get, listen, if you've ever owned your own business on this call, and I'm willing to bet half of you or most of you have, you love your business just about as much as you love your babies. I mean, there's a close correlation between your business and your family. But you just say, hey, I want to take a minute and introduce myself. My name's Ray Young. I'm an independent representative of a loyalty company called Lyoness. I love your establishment so much, I'd love to see you in our program. That last statement, guys, I love your establishment so much, I would love to see you in our program. That is like telling a parent their child is amazing. They feel the same way about it. See, guys, on this call, we could create an army of merchant seekers right now. Merchant seekers. Guys, just last week, we cleared 15 SMEs in my organization, and we currently have 11 in the queue pending, and my goal is to onboard 200 this month for the month of March, because the points for the SMEs have already settled in Canada for February. So guys, 100 merchants, that's 220,000 points. I don't know what career level that is because I don't even remember anymore because it's changed, but I think between that and the pay setters, that would make me career level 6 using onboarding merchants, but that's just the beginning. Right? Continue. If I send you a video presentation in 5 minutes, I don't send video presentations truthfully. I love the merchant video. It's awesome. But merchants don't watch videos. Merchants want to know what's in it for them. It's that simple. What I generally will do is say, if I send you a video presentation, if you give me your cell phone, I can text it to your phone. I do that to get their cell number. I could care less if they ever watch the video. It's a follow-up process. And I'll tell you the truth. If a merchant is willing to give you their cell phone number, then you've got your merchant. They are in like Flynn. They are in all the way, okay? So the merchant presentation, first things first, when you're sitting down with that merchant, so pick on Bob. This is a real scenario. This guy owns a little restaurant called That's My Spot, It's a great little restaurant, but kind of in a closed community. Not too many people. If you didn't live there, you wouldn't know it was there. And just like I've explained to you, I was in there, I was having lunch, I asked if the owner was there, the owner came over, I introduced myself, blah, 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 and all I did was started to establish some credibility of our company. I said, hey, listen, I know you've probably never heard of Lyoness. That's the good news. The good news is that you haven't heard of Lyoness and they're new to our network in North America. But they've been in business, for over a decade in Europe. Right? And I started outlining the value proposition. But here's where the real value hits, guys. And this will be the same in the U.S., and any one of you guys on the call can look this up. So if I called Canada Post, and I said to them, listen, I want to do 80,000 flyers and have them delivered in a given area. So if you're a local merchant, you're Bob's Garage, Gino's Pizza, Sally's Salon, they'll have in their geography between 50 and 80,000 households they'd want to market to traditionally. That's why I come up with that number. So at 15 cents is what it costs in Canada for Canada Post to print a flyer and deliver it to the person's mailbox. Now, I don't know about you guys in the United States, but I know here in Canada, 99.9% of the flyers that get in my mailbox go right to my recycle box or in the garbage. I never read them. So we understand this program would cost $12,000 for this, pick it on Gino's Pizza to advertise traditionally. It's impression-based advertising to a broad audience and no ability to track it unless it's a carry-in discount voucher or receipt. Now in Canada, we're a little bit cheaper than you right now. I know we're going to match your price shortly, but our cost is $25.40 plus tax, so it's about $3,000 with tax in. But guys, here's what you got to understand. It's the ability to market and target market to an audience an unlimited amount of times and get real-time feedback. Now, for those who aren't familiar with the points programs now and how they work, if you haven't been in an M term and actually done a points program for an SME, you have no idea the power in this. You get to pick the age group, the geography, the full demographic, and it will actually tell you how many people will see that points deal in that market. So let's be honest. You can spend $12,000 on one side of the screen every single time you do this, or pay $2,500 or in the U.S. $3,000 for lifetime programs. So for a lifetime of running, discount programs, you get to spend one fee or spend $12,000 every single time you do it. Guys, that's enough to get your check for $3,000, which is going to get our network going and get us so that we can, and you got to pick on small community, guys. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. So look at this for a second. When we do marketing campaigns, you get a lifetime membership with Lyoness as a merchant. You're able to generate endless leads through marketing campaigns, attract new customers, maintain spending habits of your existing customers. And here's a few examples. This guy, Reflection Pools, he'll redeem 100 points off a pool, $1,000. He also has one for hot tubs, 50 points, $500. Shepherd Wine Works, $22.50 off $150. This guy Live Act does $22.50 off $100 for a dinner and a show. Kokanee Sushi is one of the first ones in North America, and so on. But we'll show these guys these marketing campaigns. Guys, you've got to be excited what you can do for a local merchant. But I'm going to go a little further. My kind of, we'll call my flagship merchant is a place called Kingsway Greenhouse. Last May, he did $1 million in Lyoness volume in sales, shopping volume from Lyoness members in the month of May, and then it was just under $1 million in June, and then it kind of went July, August, September. He did another $1 million over those 3 months, so $3 million worth of shopping volume. But he has almost 7,000 customers signed up. So we've now coordinated with Lyoness head office here in Canada, and when you walk into Kingsway Greenhouse this year, Will, and you buy your flat of flowers or plants or trees or landscaping material, he hands you, when you use your cashback card, he's handing you a flyer to 50 local merchants within 50-mile radius of him that will all be offering points deal. He'll say, thanks so much, we're training a staff, thanks so much for your business today. By the way, you just earned, and they'll tell them how many, you earned 18 points today on your purchase. You can go spend those points in these places. And they'll point one out, for example, at Fred's Hardware, which we just signed up because of this campaign. he will let you use 2 of those points at $10 a piece. You can go spend $100 at Fred's Hardware and get an extra $20 off your purchase. And guys, we can coordinate this, but we got to be the visionaries. Man, you got to pick wherever you live and find 40 or 50 merchants, and you got to go and get them. You got to do them in small areas, 50-mile radiuses, and then pick one to be the flagship, the guy that's got the biggest database, the one with the biggest customers. He's the one that's got the biggest opportunity, unquestionably. Because here's what we'll do. See, we're going to drive our members to you, but here's the problem. Our members don't even know about you yet. So you've got to be willing to build email campaigns and text campaigns within your network. I think Will and Gwen have 60 or 70,000 people under them, so they can start to build those databases to do it. But here's one of there's 2 major value propositions for the merchant. Number 1 is 500 co-branded cards. So if I go, hey, Will, I want to sign up your business, and I'm going to teach 500 of your customers to show your logo to people on a regular basis, would that be good for your business? And we'll go, well, yeah, how do you do that? So I'll go simple. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to sign up a bunch of merchants locally. Well, how many do you have right now? 1. You're the first one, man. You're going to be the flagship merchant. You're going to be the one that's going to make money on all the other merchants because you're going to be the one that's going to sign up your customers first, and they're going to shop in all those places, right? I mean, down at the bottom, guys, if you look, if these guys, if they sign up 500 people and 150 of those people go shopping, and for nothing, guys, they make $834 a month because they'll get the direct and indirect referral. Because I'll sign up Will, and Will will sign up Will's garage, so he's getting half and half, so he's getting the 1%. Guys, it is genius if you do this right. But now you're the merchant. Let's go back to the merchant again, because this is where the gold is for the merchant and for us. My flagship merchant guy, that guy Dave Curtis that owns Kingsway Greenhouse I was talking about, he's the merchant that always says, it's good for the consumer and it's good for me, it's the best program ever. Because that's what it is if you do this right. So anyway, so you're back here, guys. You got 500 co-branded cards. So I'm sitting with Will and Gwen. They own, a local garage. And I go, guys, I'm going to train 500 of your customers to hand out or show your logo every time they use the cashback card. But Ray, there's nowhere for them to show it yet. That's right. But look what happens when there is. And I'll start talking about the 1% friendship flyer, our friendship bonus they will get, and all the other merchants we're going to go on board, and we're going to use them as a catalyst. I'm literally going to say, Will, listen, I know that you can sign up 2,000 of your customers, and then we'll create a flyer that you can hand out to your customers promoting these other businesses, and every time your customers shop in the 50 merchants around you, you get paid. And guess what, Will? You don't pay their rent, you don't pay their hydro, you don't pay their employees, you don't pay their insurance, you don't pay their taxes, but you're making money on every dollar of your customers shopping outside of your store that you on board. That's going to instill him to want to do that unquestionably. They got the Lyoness member site. You guys know that. The app, the Samsung tablet, the M-term. But the biggest thing, guys, is the next biggest thing is the Salesforce technology. I'm closing more merchants by asking 2 questions when I walk in. The number 1 question I ask them, I go, how do you keep track of your clients and customers? I was at a little kind of boutique clothing store called East 48 out here. Great little place. When I say a little, 5,000 square foot little clothing shop. And they go, well, people write down their email address, and we send them emails and stuff. Now, guys, think about this for a marketing campaign. You want to listen to me. I know this is being recorded, but I've been in sales marketing my whole life, and I spent a boatload of money on advertising in my career. I was a concert promoter. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars using traditional media, radio and things like that, and I never got the lift I wanted. But get this, if you want to build loyalty with your customer. We'll say we're picking on Will, so it's Will's Fish and Chips, right? And I come into Will's Fish and Chips, and he says, hey, Ray, I know you're in here once a month or so. You live around the corner. Do you want to join my new VIP loyalty program? I go, sure, I want to be a VIP. Great. He signs me up for free. I get my cashback card, and away I go. Here's what you guys need to know. When people are signed up by merchants, they will always use the card in the issuing merchant. They may never go online with Lyoness. They may never order a gift card, but they'll always use it at Will's Fish and Chips. Now my birthday comes, and Will goes in to the Salesforce technology, and he says everybody's birthday in March, and he gets a list, and he can print the labels. And then he can then look up in Salesforce to see the last time I bought fish and chips from him. And he'll look up and go, Ray hasn't been here since December. He used to come in all the time. He can send me a birthday card. Guys, let's be honest. Every single one of you on your birthday, it won't matter who it's from. You know it's a birthday card. You can tell it's a birthday card. When you get a birthday card, you open your birthday card. He opens the birthday card. I open my birthday card. It says, hey, Ray, happy birthday. It's Will from Will's Fish and Chips. Here's a 2-for-1 birthday coupon just for you for your birthday. See, you haven't been here since December. Love to see you again, man. Happy birthday. Now, if you want somebody talking about your business, if you're Bob's Pub, Fred's Garage, they don't send birthday cards, but Salesforce technology is going to teach them how to do that. I'm going to teach my people how to do that. It's the ultimate lift, guys. Think about it for a second. You're all consumers on here. If that local repair garage, local spa, local restaurant, local whatever you do business with sent you a birthday card that said that, you'd be pretty excited. I signed up that pool place. You guys saw the points deal. And I said to Dino, I said, what's so great about him is he can constantly check. So if Will and Gwen lived in Ontario and went and bought a hot tub to get $500 off of it, what he's going to do is I'm taught Dino to keep checking to see that Will and Gwen are actually coming to get their chemicals. But guys, now that we have another company we just signed up called 2Ship, and it's basically a shipping brokerage. So what we've done is hooked up reflection pools with 2Ship, and now he's offering auto ship chemicals for your pool to your home. We just signed up a local pet food place, which now is going to be able to service the whole province. So pick a state through 2Ship, which is a Lyoness merchant under me. 2Ship will go once a month to this local pet place and auto ship the pet food to all the Lyoness members within our province of Ontario, guys, that want to go on this program. We are kind of getting so creative, so when I go see a merchant, they go, where do I sign and how do I get started? We are going to be as creative as possible. The fish and chip thing, it was funny, but that's how the whole birthday card came about. I talked to this guy that owns a fish and chip place. I go, imagine if you could send birthday cards. He goes, how would that serve me? And I go, here's how it would serve you. Your customers would come back because they wouldn't realize that you're not like most vendors, unquestionably. So how do we turn it into a check so we get our money? Here's a quick script, guys. Hey, Bob, would you agree that having more customers would be beneficial to your business? That's a rhetorical question. Of course Bob is going to say yes. So Bob, if I can push market your business through ongoing marketing campaigns to the Lyoness membership group in this area, would you not agree that paying one time, that should be endless, opportunity like this would be far more beneficial than creating a new marketing program? Well, of course it would. Great. Go get me your paperwork and your business number. It'll take us 5 minutes to get this set up for you. And you go for the close. It's an assumptive close. You go for the close. Guys, I'm telling you, man, you got to get fired up like I am about this program. This is a multi-million-dollar residual income for those who build the biggest merchant network wins. And that's why I called this building a merchant empire. Guys, you've got to watch these slides and watch what happens. So the first thing everyone on this call has to do, you got to identify 10 people you want to work with. 10 people already in your lifeline or 10 new people, but identify 10. And you got to call all 10 tonight. See, for you guys, it's only 7 o'clock. For me, it's 10. So you got to call them up tonight and go, man, I was just on the most incredible webinar. We have a whole new program. I got to show you. But the first thing I need from you, Will, I need 4 names and numbers of people you know that own a business. 4 names and numbers, Will. That's what I need. Then you got to call up Fred and go, Fred, hey, man, I was on this most incredible webinar, but before I get in there, I need 4 names and numbers of people you know who own a local business. Guys, here's what happens. This is the script right here. Hey, Will, how are you? Who do you know that has a business that would like more customers? Guys, if you're newer in this, that is the only script you need to know right now. Hey, Bob, how are you? Who do you know that has a business that would like more customers? See, every person has about 20 or 30 people in their network, every single person on this call. Even if they're not in your Lyoness business, even if they're not a free shopper, you need to call them up and go, hey, Sally, how are you? Great. Who do you know who owns their own business and would like more customers. That's how you get this list. Last Sunday, we did a meeting with my leadership group of 110 people, and we got it was more than I thought, 692 referrals to local merchants. 692, guys, referrals to go and work. Well, we onboarded all those. What's 692 times 2,200? Somebody got a calculator? It's a lot. It's a crap ton. I'll give you the number. But, guys, this is what it looks like, and I don't want you to miss the bigness of this, right? Ask all your 10 friends, people you want to work with, what that would be, or who they know. Because guys, you got to understand what this is. Yeah, that'd be 1.5 million in career points, by the way. Anyways, if you do that, guys, you immediately have 40 potential SMEs to onboard. And if each one of those SMEs, now listen, I hope you're writing this down. If each one of those SMEs gives away 500 free memberships to their VIP customers, if all those people only spend $50 a month, guys, 50 bucks, that's Bob's Fish and Chips, that's Ace Automotive, that's Reflection Pools, Kingsway Greenhouse, if they all only do one spend a month for 50 bucks, that's 25,000 in shopping volume per SME. So 40 times 25,000 is $1 million in shopping volume. So first question, if you could get paid on $1 million worth of total shopping volume for the rest of your life by making one action effort of making 10 phone calls, getting 4 referrals, and getting somebody to work those referrals if you're not qualified, wouldn't that be worth it? Because here's what will happen. It'll take you about 2 months to onboard the 40. This will generate 88,000 career points over 2 months, which will equal 44,000 career points monthly, which means you will confirm and qualify strongly, I don't think strongly is a word, but it is today, over 60 days career level 3. But here's what's going to happen. After that, the shopping volume will maintain career level 3 for you. Guys, shopping volume will maintain career level 3 for you. So if you're a business builder on this, like me, and I know Will and Gwen, and guys, I can't see the names right now, so I can't say anybody else, think about it for a second. If you get 20 people to go for it, like I'm talking about now Will, because he's got a big organization, and he's got 20 level 3s doing a level 3 through shopping volume. Well, do you know that's 20 million a month in shopping volume in your organization? Guys, we're not there yet, but we're going to be there at the end of the year. Every single one of us can do this. We're not talking about level 3 if you're a builder here. We're talking about creating level 6, 7, and 8 on shopping volume. That's before we get into the pay setter and the business-minded people. But man, don't be afraid to ask somebody for 3,600 bucks that want to come all in and be a business person and make real money. Skin in the game means you play. Skin in the game means you play. And let's not miss that. Don't be afraid. See, Ray Kroc wasn't afraid to ask for $1,000 in the 60s from somebody for an opportunity sight unseen. And see, when I was 19 years old and I had to borrow money from my grandma to open my first gas station, I wasn't afraid. See, I was afraid of not doing it. I was afraid of missing the opportunity. Guys, 40 SMEs is $1 million in shopping volume at a $50 spend. That's assuming they never shop online. That's assuming they never shop outside of that merchant. That's assuming they never buy a gift card. And we all can assume that's impossible long term. That's impossible. I am giving you the bare bones, worst possible money you'd make. So everybody on this call should be averaging career level 3 numbers by the end of March or April at the latest, which is going to start paying you $2,000 to $3,000 a month residually for the rest of your life. But what about the ones that want to go to career level 6 and start making $20,000 or $30,000 or $40,000 a month, or career level 7, $60,000, $70,000 a month, or career level 8 where it's limitless. It's limitless. For the builders on this call, guys, there's 100 people on this call. If all of you started chasing 4, it could take us 3-4 months to work it all out. But I'll keep doing webinars. I'll help any way I can because I want this thing to work. I know it's working for me. I know I'm going to do level 5, level 6 numbers in the month of March just on SMEs. But hey, let me tell you a secret. We do a monthly training and we invite SMEs out. We profile 5 to 10 of them where they can come set up their business and market themselves. But then we invite 10 or 20 of them out. And guess what happens when those 10 or 20 come out? They go, hey, how do I become that pace setter thing? Man, we have, of our SMEs that we closed last week, 5 of them are now coming in this week with $3,600 to be a pace setter because of the 15-3-3. Guys, it's incredible. So guys, watch this. So over 90 days, if we properly onboard these people, minimum monthly spend of $50 per member signed up creates $1 million in shopping volume. Guys, that's the worst part. I remember when I went through this with Kim Simsby the first time. He goes, $50 a month? He goes, that's really low. I go, yeah. And low means believable, doesn't it? Guys, all of us can be literally 3 years from now making residual incomes of $300,000 or $400,000. I was in financial services and I made $1 million a year for the last 10 years I was there. And I went in there because I had a dream of getting residual income. But you know what happened? Just the opposite. The more money I made, the more I worked. The more money I made, the more I worked. And every time I thought I was getting on the other side of it, something changed. This won't. See, once we get the shopping, guys, the shopping won't go away. But the problem is, pardon the expression, we did it ass backwards. We got the shoppers, but we didn't make it easy for them to shop. And we're North Americans, and we're lazy. And we want everything to be easy. Guys, I was in Italy. I go to Italy every May. And there was a big lineup one year. I paid people to line up for me so I didn't have to line up. And they text me when they're at the front of the line so I could go get in line. I mean, guys, we are lazy. We don't want to do it. But we got to kill it for 36 months, guys. So out of this, if you're a real builder like Will and myself and the other big leaders, I've identified in my organization not one, but 10 people like me, not ones that are just going to give me 4 names and numbers. Oh, yeah, I just proved you. I got 600 plus names and numbers for merchants, but I got 10 guys that are after it like me right now. So out of those 10 people, if you do it again and do it again, you will create career level 8 shopping numbers for life. Guys, for life in shopping volume, not on pay setters, not on all that stuff, on shopping. All that other stuff is gravy. 36 months, guys, to everybody in this call, making a couple $1 million a year if they want to. If they want to. And it means that, yeah, you're going to have to talk to a merchant, and you got to build around one. You got to find a merchant with a lot of volume that has a good customer base, and you got to go make a deal with them, man. You got to go, and you got to just build around them. Say, you know, like Kingsway Greenhouse, you sign up all your customers, but we'll go get all the merchants around you so you can push your customers to those merchants and make money on them for life. See, he only has 5 months a year. He gets to make money. Not no more. Not no more all year round. And guys, you need to be willing to do this. We got guys in our organization now funding merchants. Literally going, if it's a high volume, there's just a little place called Antonio's Deli. It's a little Italian grocery store, super busy. And the guy went through some medical problems, just didn't have the money to be a merchant. So the guy that was involved in it, he goes, I'm going to write the check, man. As long as he commits to give out the 500 cards and let me come in once a week to make sure it's all being onboarded right, he basically just bought himself 500 downlines for $3,000. Guys, that's what makes this different. It's not that it was free. That's a pile of crap. Free means crap to people because free means they got nothing in it, right? Which means we got a bunch of free shoppers that don't. It's that simple. So what we need to understand is if we get people with skin in the game, think about it. In my previous business, I killed it to recruit people. And it was a lot of work, and I invested a lot of money in my business. This one, you could go actually, I'm not telling you to do it, and there's nothing wrong with it by compliance. I checked. You go sign up 10 merchants and invest $30,000 and make sure they all give out their 500 cards. You just bought yourself 5,000 downlines or 5,000 shoppers in this case. Not 5,000 free shoppers, guys. 5,000 shoppers. Don't be afraid to put your money where your mouth is if you want to go build something big. I always like to show this slide at the end because this is an eye-opener for most of the people on this call. Guys, persistence is the key. For those who aren't sales-minded, guys, make sure you know these numbers. 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. 48%. So half the people on this call will talk to somebody once and never talk to them again. 25%, so we'll say 25 people, there's 100 on this call, will make a second contact and stop. 12% of salespeople will do it 3 times, And only 10% of salespeople will make more than 3 contacts. But guys, look at the bottom. 2% of all transactions are completed on the first contact, 3% on the second, 5% on the third. If only 10% are doing more than 3, what's happening? You're not getting there, guys, because only 5% of the sales are made on the third. Guys, look at the bottom line. 80% of every sale ever made is made on the 5th to 12th contact. So here's how you're going to accelerate your business. Number one, if you're open-minded to it and you can afford it, you might want to identify a 3-5 local merchants that you're willing to invest some money in. You might go, yeah, but I've already done all that. I'm a premium member in every freaking country. I'm sorry, I can't change what needs to happen if you want to win. I can't. Nobody can. How can I change that? Right? I mean, you got to understand that if you want to become financially independent here and have true residual income, that's how you do it. You know, guys, there's 3 types of wealth in this world. Okay, number one is cash. That's the number one, what we recognize as wealth. You know, when people go, I'm a cash millionaire. And number 2 is equity. You own buildings and apartments and real estate. But the best form of cash wealth is cash flow wealth. The person that has a residual perpetual income that keeps coming and coming and coming is the one that wins. It's that simple. There's no better way. A good friend of mine, he lives in Nevada. He lives actually just outside of Las Vegas. And he was making like $3 million a year in a business that we were in together. And then he gets a bonehead idea that he was going to go in the construction business and bought a construction company to help support all the building that was going on in Vegas. And of course, this happens and then the whole world flips upside down. And we know what happened to real estate prices a few years ago when the whole real estate economy fell apart. So he lost it all. He had a $15 million home there that was down to $3 million. He lost millions of dollars, and him and I are driving in a car on our way to a meeting. He goes, Ray, I got to tell you, man, he goes, I never realized how powerful cash flow was. He goes, I've lost millions of dollars. I've lost tens of millions in equity, but because I still have 300 grand a month that keeps showing up in my bank account every single month, my quality of life hasn't changed a bit. Yeah, I may have less cash in the bank, but it's funny, I still get to live in my $15 million home. My wife and I drive matching Mercedes. We wear Rolexes and travel the world. He goes, none of that had to stop for us. We just had to rebuild our savings. That's what we're talking about. Another friend of mine also, he lives in Vegas as well. This guy's residual cash flow is $400,000 a month. Listen to this, guys. He spends $100,000 a month on golf and dining. On golf and dining. He invests $100,000 a month in cash investments. He spends $100,000 a month on taxes, invests $100,000 a month in his business. Guys, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I see for Lyoness and Lyconet for us. If you start building merchant networks, pick little communities, 40 to 50 mile radius, find high volume merchants, get your butt in there, build a relationship, and if you got to buy the first one, but go build the rest of them. And that's how we're going to be successful, guys. That is how for each and every one of us on this call, unquestionably. And I just know it's working because, guys, we only started this a couple weeks ago, and it is incredible where we are already. So I'm going to start with you, Daniel, if there's any questions I can get to first, and then I'll go over to Gwen to add some other comments. And if there's other lines you want me to open up, I'll go ahead and open them up. So, Daniel?
Hey, Ray, thanks for the great info. I'm answering all the questions online. I think all of it's covered, so I'll hand it back to you right away.
Hey, Gwen, if you want to open up your and Will's line and share some comments, and if you have any questions you want me to share with the group, please go right ahead.
Yeah, Ray, first of all, I want to thank you, and I know I speak for my entire group and anyone else that's sidelined that's on, to thank you for your time, your experience, your passion, your energy. Always entertaining, always energetic, always right on point. So I can't thank you enough. And you know, I'm very, very excited about this program, the numbers. I think you've really kind of cracked the code on not only how to build a relationship, but who to build the relationship with, and also a plan of action that everybody can get behind, especially if they're looking for, whether they're looking for small, medium, or large lifetime cash flow, generational cash flow. So, you know, it's great that you, anyway, I wanted to thank you for all of that. number one.
And I appreciate that, Will. And I mean, you and have started to build a really great relationship, and I mean, we think a lot alike. And guys, honestly, I know you guys can tell I'm passionate. I mean, I know most of you now think I'm from America, but I'm from Canada, because I sound like an American. I hear that often. But here's the truth of the matter. I mean, for all of you on the call, hundreds of people are probably on this call right now, and Dana will send the link for the recording that you guys have it. But here's a simple reality, guys. This is our opportunity to actually really be part of something big. The challenge is that opportunity comes and goes, and most of us miss it. And I want to share a couple points and stories before I wrap up the call, because I know you guys know that. I'm assuming I'm talking to business-minded people if you're on this call on a Sunday night, okay? Or Sunday dinner time, really, for you guys when we started it. Here's what I understand. Okay, I watched my dad get conned by a guy. My dad was a cash millionaire in the 70s, and I never forgot it, and it was an interesting lesson for me. And this guy, I never forgot his name either. I was like 12, 13 years old when this went on. His name was Bill Coombs. Never forgot this dude. And he comes to my dad, who was an undereducated guy who just wanted to be rich. Well, if you were a cash millionaire in the 70s, how rich are you really? I mean, my dad was filthy, stinking rich in comparison to the rest of the world. But he didn't want to be that kind of rich. He wanted to make it so his kids had the ultimate legacy, which is what I'm talking about tonight, guys, is legacy. I like how Will put it, generational wealth, okay? And that's what my dad wanted to do, and it'll lead into kind of the whole summary, because you guys got to get off this call and start thinking differently. Listen, we've all been frustrated. If you've been here for a little bit, I don't care about that. Hey, when I was in my first business, in the gas station business, by the time I was 25 years old, I had 5 houses, I had 5 gas stations. By the time I was 28 years old, I was going bankrupt and going for divorce. But by the time I was 33 years old, I was a millionaire again. That's all frustrating. But the difference is frustrations move me. I go to work. So I watch my dad, and God love my dad, and God rest his soul. But that didn't work for him. It didn't move him. So this guy, Bill Coombs, talks to my dad about buying this farm that had millions of dollars worth of gravel that needed to be mined under it. Millions and millions of dollars worth of gravel. So my dad fronts all the money. He's writing checks, doing all these mining reports, all these fake mining reports. This guy doctored everything, and he got every dime of my dad's money. And my dad ended up with some stupid farm that was worth 150 grand that he had over 1.2 million of his cash invested in. And he never came back. It stole his will. I get emotional when I talk about my dad. It stole his spirit, guys. And there my dad was, 69 years old. He died the day before his 70th birthday. And I'm sitting there with him, and I had to pay my dad's bills the last year of his life, actually the last 2 years. I actually bought my dad's house because he was going to lose it. And I gave it back to him so he wouldn't lose it, and I just kept it as part of his estate when he passed away. And I paid for a house cleaner, and I paid for somebody to cut his grass and shovel his driveway, and I bought him a new car because he'd never had a brand new car in his life. And there I was sitting there, it was about a week before he passed away, and my dad always talked to, I have 2 brothers and his sisters, and he always said, son. And I said, yeah, Dad, what's up? He goes, I let you guys down. I go, well, what do you mean? He goes, I just wanted to make your life easier so you guys would never have to work as hard as I did, and I screwed up. I go, no, you didn't, Dad. I go, you taught us how to do it for ourselves. You did what most parents would kill to do. And both myself and my older brother have been million-dollar earners the better part of our adult life, and it's choices. But I said I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters. My older brother has his MBA in business, highly educated, was an athlete, went to Michigan on a 4-year hockey scholarship. He's the CEO of Weld Racing out of Kansas today. He was the CEO of ThyssenKrupp before that. Very successful, very different roads him and I took. He's made $1 million last 20 years. I've been independent, high school dropout, made $1 million a year, pretty much the past 20 years of my career. Then I got a sister who couldn't keep a job to save her life, and I got a younger brother who won't take a chance in spite of himself. And I'm sharing that with you because who are you going to be on this call? Are you going to be the one that takes a chance so you can have a chance and create generational wealth? Because that's what I want for my family. I want my kids to inherit this. I want my kids to have generational wealth. All of us on this call want that. But this is our chance. See, you don't have to be a rock star. You don't have to be a superstar. You just have to be a person with courage. Courage. You see that person that's willing to just try again when it didn't go right the first time. That's all you got to do. And I'm telling you, we are poised in North America. I mean, guys, we're going to be in sensation, and it's going to be incredible because it's on North American soil. It's our opportunity. And, man, we got to drag everybody we know there. We got to make sure we pack that. We got to make sure that we get out there and we go get merchants right now. But you don't just get merchants. Man, you got to support them. You got to love on them. And you got to build merchants around merchants around merchants so we can network their customers together. And all of a sudden, we have the ultimate networking marketing opportunity. And that's kind of my final comments. I'll go back to Gwen and Will, and just let you guys know I'm so committed to this company and this program because I want to create generational wealth for my children and my family and my grandchildren forever and ever and ever. So it's up to you guys now. We got to go to work, make a list, get on the phone, let's get it done. Gwen, Will, any other comments you guys want to leave with?
Yeah, just to say that, you know, Ray, you and I talk all the time, and I know many of the savvy business people on this line realize it takes 2 to 5 years on average for any business you start, whether you're starting in a networking business or a traditional business. If you are starting it and building a meaningful organization and cash flow, you're looking at a 2 to 5 year, possibly even break even. So, I mean, for what we've all gone through in the last a year, 2 year, almost 3 years now, and hadn't even been quite 3 years for Gwen and I. This has still got so much upside, and to hear someone of your caliber that we're all going to be, you know, thrilled to meet and hear on stage in Sensation, realize that, yeah, there's a lot of things here that go up and down, but ultimately the end goal, the generational cash flow, the generational wealth, all the things that we want for ourselves and our heirs is absolutely worth it. And I love it when you convey that. So thanks again for all your help, your vision, and your leadership.
All right, guys. Well, this is it then. And like I say, Daniel will send the link for the recording. Daniel, can you also send the PowerPoint to Will and Gwen, because I know you have the one that's corrected without the spelling errors and stuff. But guys, here's how it is. This is a reset. It's a do-over, and we've already got, you know, 250,000 people in North America signed up as free shoppers. And when they finally figure out they can use their card at every corner store, and that they can go and support those businesses and save money, get cash back, and have points that they can shop within the network anywhere, man, look out. But let's go build a merchant empire. Let's go make your family proud of you and a legacy. And Will's right. I know every business I've been in, it took me 3 to 5 years to see the real profit. But, man, there's no looking back from there. So, guys, thanks so much for giving me, 45 minutes or an hour of your life tonight. I hope it was worth your time. I hope it was great. Daniel, any other questions or comments before I sign off?
No, appreciate it.
Okay, so we're good, guys. Hey, listen, everybody have an awesome night. Look forward to seeing you all in Vegas on March 22nd. Take care.